An own goal off Aylan's man bun.
Made that position he's won. He's been mint for the past 4 or 5 games.
I mean, I'll be honest, if you didn't want honest reviews and honest opinions, didn't watch.
Subscribe to Gilesy and Steve.
Right, hello everybody and welcome to another video on Gilesy and Steve. This time it is the match preview for Middlesbrough versus Sunderland, which is on Monday on Sky and ITV4.
Is it?
It is indeed.
Oh, twats.
So, yeah, at least we'll not have the behind. We'll see at the same time as everybody else. You know what I mean? So there'll be no spoilers in the chat.
No.
But before we get into it, obviously the few things we're going to be talking about on this video is we'll briefly touch upon the shambles of Plymouth last week. Maybe mention a couple of the transfer rumours and also the Boro Sunderland game on Monday.
Aye, there's quite a few things to get talking about in this one, but we'll start things off like we always do. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Now then, Stephen, we'll talk about Plymouth. I think people didn't realise when we do match vlogs, everything's the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
And we do get carried away. And to be honest, our seats aren't the best as well. But we didn't really give Plymouth the lickings of a dog, did we? We were like, this shit, we're going to batter them. And they did a good job against us.
Well, actually, as I said many times on the video, that they are the shittest team in the league, hence the reason they were bottom.
That's fair
and there was a couple of people who I replied to a couple of the people in the comments and all that. I was getting loads of stick because of me freaking swearing and all that. But like I say, it's a heat at the moment, and that's what I'm like at the match. You know what I mean? When I've had a few drinks and I was infuriated by our performance and the result. I also said before the game we should be smashing them. It was perfect time to do it because we're obviously Sheffield United getting beat. I predicted 0-0 between Leeds and Burnley before it even happened. So it would have been a perfect weekend for us to goal difference and also close the gap points wise. But I also said it would be a typical Sunderland style to mess it up, and that's what we did.
That's the thing though, people didn't realise that when it's the moment you turn the camera on, it's like, boom, that's your reaction straight away.
Exactly, yeah, it's not rehearsed.
No, it's not rehearsed. You didn't have time to sit there and think. That's why sometimes I think I'm just best off not digging them at the stadium and just digging them when I get home.
I mean, I'll be honest, if you didn't want honest reviews and honest opinions, didn't watch.
Mate, I didn't know why people have only realised that was swear now. I've been doing it since I started it.
Granted, my swearing might have been a bit out of control on Saturday.
Yeah, worse than me.
But I was raging. I was absolutely fuming with that game, and I called it on the vlog. Before it even happened, as soon as he changed the formation, he went ultra defensive. I called it on the vlog. I said, we're inviting them on and it's going to come back to bite us. And what did it do? It came back to bite us. I stormed back to the Cambridge after the match. I was fuming. I was livid. I got in there. I think my first pint, I picked it up once and with 3 seconds it was gone. If it wasn't for Maxie in the Cambridge, I'm bloody 80s bangers they put us in a bit of a better mood, you know what I mean?
But no, Stephen, we're obviously talking about the game. He went into it and he made loads of changes and the formation. And as soon as I said that, I thought, yeah, you didn't drop me under who's being one of our best players. And he hasn't. He has. For me, he has. But I think he brings that extra dynamic going forward. His physicality, his pace, and he can just push players off and get into the box.
I agree with that.
When he came on, I just thought, oh my God, he's mint. And I didn't like the fact, I know why we're digging it, I really do, and this is going to get onto a different thing. Why are we playing Lafay out wide and not central where we're meant to, he's a central midfielder, he plays 10, 6 and 8, and we've got him out in the wing. Now for me, I thought O'Shea's was alright. When he came in to step in for Mundell and Watson being out injured, I thought he'd done his job.
He did, but it didn't have no end product.
He didn't really. That's the thing, isn't it?
I mean, when his couple of appearances off the bench, I think he was involved in 2 goals. And then the games he started on the left, yes, it's good touches and he did some good runs, but once he got in the box, his passing was always decision making wasn't the best. You know what I mean? Wasn't. And the thing with Lafay, we know why he's playing out wide because Watson and Mundell are injured. Apparently Mundell, he's had another scan and he could be back in training soon, and Watson's due to be back any time apparently.
10 days, he said. Brown is in contact. Non-contact training. Couldn't get my word there. Non-contact training, and Monday, like you said, could be next week.
I mean, well, I said it last week, and against Plymouth, I don't understand why against one of the best teams in the league, Sheffield United, we went 4-4-2.
Oh man,
it worked. They couldn't handle us, and that's why we beat them. And then we played against Plymouth, and we went 4-5-1. Now, I wanted 4-4-2 with my ender and Isidore up top. And then, I wanted 4-4-2, which the players in their positions would have picked themselves. But he went 4-5-1, and I thought, well, if he's going to do that, I agree with Reston Rig.
I wouldn't have argued with that one.
I agreed with Reston Rig, but I would have put Mayenda on the way out wide, and Roberts on the other wide, and then brought the fee in the middle with Job. That's what I would have done. But then obviously he didn't even play Neil. Or he played Neil further up. Sorry,
He did.
He rested Rig, put Job Neil further up, and Samet started in the holding role. Which Samet didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't.
He didn't do anything wrong. We kind of faulted him for that.
It's just he was a bit slow and he was sideways and backwards passing again.
But that's his mould.
We he needs to be looking for the forward pass more often. But
Yeah.
see, the thing is with me, mate, Dan Neil was never a defensive midfielder to sit in front of the back four. He's made that position he's won. He's been mint for the past 4 or 5 games. Man of the match performances.
He's been mint for the last 2 or 3 months.
And I just cannot understand now why Reggie came out and said we're going to have to wait till Dan Neil gets a good understanding with the attacking players further up the pitch before we say the best. Why tinker it? Just leave him back in that position. I can't understand it.
I think obviously Reggie's got to take a lot of this blame. I think he tinkered too much with the team. There was a lot of naivety in the way he approached the game. Big formation change, or reverting back to a formation which we shouldn't have played. Big team selection changes, and then his changes it during the game, like taking Isidore off a yell, they're going under defensive, inviting them on. Like I say, I called it on the video that it was going to bite us in the arse, and it did exactly that.
In typical Sunderland style, fashion.
Yeah,
that's what we're tempted
100%.
But anyway, before we get on to talking about Middlesbrough, we'll mention a few transfers, what's been popping up. Well, rumours, it's never final until you see the scarf, is it?
No, of course it's not. Like I say, if you want to see who Sunderland's linked with, just go on FIFA, go on to transfer and search all players.
That's everyone who's been linked with.
Exactly.
Now then, quickly, Tommy Watson, the Brighton have they've really showed more interest in him after they were bidding him for him in the summer. I think it went up to 2.5 or something like
I know
that.
there was. I think they made 8 bids, but he hadn't really broken into the first team then, so it wouldn't have been high. But I reckon now with their re-interest, there must be bidding more. But one thing I've read is that he's only got 18 months left on his contract, which means nout.
Doesn't man.
It means nout. I'd be surprised if we let him go, even though I have been linked with another winger.
Marcus Edwards, and he's an absolute talent. So much so, Maurizio Pochettino, get the words out, he likened him to Messi.
Carlos Edwards.
No, Messi.
Oh, no. Okay.
Messi, because
Carlos Edwards is better than Messi.
Because he said he's got a lower centre of gravity and his ability to beat a man. So he's a very good player, but I could say more of Watson leaving if we're bringing him in. Now, with Mundell being fit, Watson's going to be on the bench. He is really, let's be honest. Although maybe scored rotation, I cannot say Watson getting in ahead of Mundell.
No, nothing like that, but I think Watson's going to be back before Mundell. And also, Watson is still very, very young. So imagine having, because yes, they're both good people, they do the same job, but they do it differently. If you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. Like Mundell try and promise a bit more skill,
more pace,
and more things like that, where Watson takes them on a bit like Jack Clark-esque.
He does,
Whereas imagine you've been marking Mundell for 65, 70 minutes. And you're just getting to grips with how he's doing it. And then you bring on Tommy Watson, comes on and does it differently.
And another thing, I think this Marcus Edwards is competition for Roberts because he plays predominantly on the right. He can play as an attacking midfielder. He has done on the left. But like most of our wingers, mate, they can chop and change, can't they, from both sides?
Aye.
So I think
the only one he doesn't is Roberts.
Aye. Even though he should be playing over on the left.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way he'll get in ahead of players over there, but you know what I mean.
You would at the minute, we haven't got one.
No. Obviously, there's a few other transfer rumours.
Well, Chuba Akpom, as you know, has both been linked with him. He will be a hell of a signing. However, from what I've read today, is that Lille are now favourites to get him at the moment. But we are still heavily in the running.
I would love that signing. Like
yes, right, I would. But he came on. He played last night for Ajax. He came on after 12 minutes.
Really?
All right. And another forward we've been linked to, which we've been rumoured to be linked with in the past, but it means nothing because we might not have been, because like I say, every window we get linked with every man and the dog. Cameron Archer, another player, I'd have him.
The thing is, I think he's been heavily linked with Leeds as well. I've just been saying that this morning.
But it's still. You said hold on. Did he not just say we're going to talk about the players we've been linked with?
Alright.
Well, there you go.
No, I'm just saying he's also linked with Leeds. Just like you said.
But everyone's linked with everyone, man.
Just
Burnley, Leeds and Sheffield United and us are getting linked with all the same players.
It does you nothing. I can't, honestly, truthfully, I'm being honest with you here. I can't stand this May the January window because it's like, oh yes, we're going to get this one. Oh yes, we're going to get that one. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's just like, give that one, man. They should dig away waiting anyway.
And like with players, obviously Ruson's gone. Haji Split, or whatever it's called, in Croatia. Adil Al-Shish was on his way to Portsmouth. However, there's a spanner in the works because it's something to do with the BEC points or something, and he hasn't got them because I think it goes on minutes played or times played over a so long period of time. So he hasn't got. So he'd go in as like a European style player, and Portsmouth haven't got room in the squad for that. So that's it, a spanner in the works. So we don't know, which I find funny because I don't know if it was an edited photo, but I'm sure I've seen him in a Portsmouth shirt.
It was edited.
Was it edited?
It was good edited.
I was going to say I was confused because I was thinking, because I said it was done, then I seen spanner in the works. I was like, well, hold on, that's a bit weird.
It was a good edit. That I'll give you that one.
Joe Anderson has apparently signed for Exeter on a permanent deal. He came to us. He's never really came to us from Everton, I believe. He's never really got a look in. When he has played a few rare games, he hasn't really been done much. I wish him all the best.
100%.
And I hope he manages to kickstart his career. I mean, he's still not a young lad.
Aye.
He's only in his early 20s, so I hope he hits the ground running with Exeter, and I wish him all the best. I'm going to Middlesbrough now.
Yep.
But just to send us into Boro nicely with transfer, Emmanuel Latier-Lath has been heavily linked with leaving Middlesbrough. So I hope he does, and I hope he does before Monday.
Funny you say that, mate. When we were playing Burnley, we said the same about Trafford, didn't we? Because he was heavily linked to Newcastle, and we're like, oh, we'll take it before we play. And what happened? He had an absolute amazing game. So hopefully that doesn't come around and bite us on the arse again, because I'll be blaming you.
Well, you might as well.
But they've just signed Morgan Whittaker. They've finally announced it, even though we knew he was signing there for a long time. Which is, he's a really good player, and I think it's going to be a good signing for them. He obviously plays on the right wing, doesn't he?
It does indeed. We know what he's capable of. He seems to always score against us when he played for Plymouth over the last couple of years. Look, Boro have got a decent team. So form-wise, the last 5 they've won 2, drew 1, and lost 2. But they've only won 3 games since the 30th of November. They've drew a lot in that time. Now they've only drew 8 games this season, but a lot of them have come over the last couple of months. So they've had a bit of a dip in form. Some of them have been high-scoring draws and things like that. But they were up, they were level with us, weren't they? And then they kind of dropped away a little bit. They're still 6th in the league.
But that's the thing, mate. From where we are to Boro, it's 11-point gap.
Yeah.
And now look how much of an achievement that is for Reggie and the lads. From Boro down to 17th is the same 11-point gap.
Is it?
Aye. So it's a big gap.
See, I don't look that far down the table.
Mind the gap.
I think they've won. I'm trying to remember this right. Won 12, drew 8, lost 10.
Something like that.
Something along them lines. That can't be right.
They've scored 30 games. They've scored 47.
They've scored 47 and they've conceded 36, which means they're on a goal difference of
+11.
God, check him out.
And learning.
So, but it's always a tough game against Boro, whether it's home or at their place. It really is. I think they've over the last recent years, they've probably bettered us.
But the home fixture says us. We won the last game with Chris Rigg with that lovely naughty back heel.
Yeah, and this fixture last season was when Rusin equalised with a shot from an angle outside the 18-yard box.
And we didn't want to talk about the first home fixture, did we?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not talking about.
But look, it's going to be a tough game. Sunderland have got a lot to prove. Reggie's got he's got a lot to answer for because of the way the Plymouth game was handled. So I think we've got to hit the ground running in this game. It's a bit shit how it's on transfer deadline day. I don't think you should be allowed to have games on transfer deadline day.
I can't stand that, mate. But the thing is with these, mate, these want to cement that 6th spot, or even obviously with West Brom being on the same points, they can't afford to drop points either because, I said, 17th downwards, it's only 11-point gap. And I think to 10th, mate, I think Sheffield Wednesday is on 41 points.
Yeah.
So only 3 points behind these.
Like I said, they brought in Morgan Whittaker, but they've let go that Isaiah Jones go.
Have you not?
He's went to Luton.
They brought in Ryan Giles, always go full back in.
I thought they've had him for ages.
I thought, did he come back and then they've got him back again? He went to Luton, didn't he?
Oh dear, no.
Any Boro fans, let us know in the comments.
But they have got players to be concerned about. Obviously, you've got Emmanuel Latier-Lath. He's their top goal scorer. He's on 11 goals, I believe, this season, or 12. You've also got Ben Doak, who's been linked with going back to where his parent club is, or got somewhere else. You've also got Tom Conway, who's the Middlesbrough local boy. I think he's on 8 goals.
Something mad like that.
And you've got Hayden Hackney, midfielder. He's got 5 assists and he's got a couple of goals. And there was another one who I wrote down.
Azaz.
No, I didn't write him down.
Did you not? He's
no,
really good.
I forgot all about him.
He's got 8 goals as well.
Aye. Azaz is a good player.
They got him from Plymouth. They've got him from Plymouth, so he'll have a good connection with Morgan Whittaker. But I remember him in the Plymouth days, in the League One days when they absolutely bashed League One, they won the league, and he was instrumental in that for them.
It's somebody Mick Riley or Mick something.
McGee.
McGee, no, that might be that.
It's
definitely a Mick player.
He's Australian, McGee. I think
yes,
he might be injured.
That's him. He's Australian. Oh, is he injured? Oh, good, because he's.
I didn't know.
Because he's got 7 assists.
Oh Jesus, that's just
so. You know what I mean?
But mate, I'm a bit nervous about this one because it's always like these always get up for this game because we never did, because we didn't class it as a derby.
No, we don't.
It's just like a normal game to us, and I think that's the problem. With us, we never get up for this game. We're there, take it to that next level.
But I remember us saying the same thing about the last time, and then when we played them last season as well.
That's why I think
it is. Really. It's like we're not going to get on the talk. I said to myself before, we're not going to get on the. It's not a derby because we didn't care. But Middlesbrough do. They hate Sunderland. They really do. And actually, we're not that bothered. We didn't like them, but we didn't like anyone really. Do you know what I mean? No. But look, it's going to be a tough game. Like I said, Reggie's got a lot to answer for. So I'm expecting a big response.
He's got a lot of decisions to be made. I hope he doesn't gun with 1 up top and like a 5 in the midfield. I hope he guns for it in this game, like he did against Sheffield United.
They do leak goals.
The day at 37, they weren't. Say with Sheffield United, they weren't expecting us to gun with 2 up top.
Exactly.
They couldn't control Mienda and Isidore working in a partnership.
And I'll tell you what. The Middlesbrough still playing Ireland. Did you see him the other night?
Hey my God, I forgot to mention that.
Jesus Christ! I hope he plays on Saturday. Monday. Jesus. I hope he plays on Monday because it was in Boro fans saying to Ireland, I think it's time to hang the boots up. Like
it was against Preston.
Imagine Luke Ireland trying to chase down Isidore my end when they're running through. But we need to look at things like that, and that's what we need to try and exploit, because teams are seem to be coming against us and they're handling certain positions, certain players, and they know how to adapt their playing style to suit us. So we need to mix it up, like I said, not with the 4-5-1 and going out and defensive and all that crap.
Me turning into fucking the best defender in the world coming up against it. It's just how we look. The way he was playing against Preston, it wasn't just him either. The defensive show what they put on was laughable. Even the Preston fans were laughing on that video. So looking at it, I totally agree with you said. We need to just get at him with pace, because he's not the fastest, is he?
No, definitely not. I'm expecting Dan Neil to be back down. I'm expecting Rig to be back in.
100%. 100%.
Or if he's going to do the similar things what he did, have my ender on the wing and bring the fee in the middle.
I can't see him doing that.
I can't do that. I'm expecting to see the fee still on the left.
So
Dan at the back, Rig and Joe. Isidore up top, then Roberts on the right.
But the thing
and
is,
then the back four will be the same.
If you want to go with 2 up top, who's going to miss out in the midfield? Because he's going to put Lefay on one side and Roberts on the other. So who's going to miss out? That's the thing. If you want
Rig, you bench Rig. Lefay on the left, Neil and Job in the middle, and then
I think that's what.
And then Roberts on the right.
What's expected, but
like, see, you don't know what you're going to do. You didn't know. You kind of predicted. Like we say this every time. You kind of predict what he's going to go for.
But one thing we've got to do is we've got to proper gun for this game and like try and get a couple of goals. We're struggling to get more than 2 goals a game now. We keep saying this every game. We want to bash a team, but it just never seems to happen. So
I left my notes in the house, but what I wrote on the bottom of my notes in big bold capital letters was, we must be more ruthless.
100%.
We're coming against teams, we're scoring one. Like Plymouth, we were 1 goal ahead and we went under defensive. You didn't. You can't put the jugular. You get a 2-goal gap, 3-goal gap, then you can sit off. You know what I mean? You did it.
Exactly happened when we played Coventry.
Exactly
the same thing. He went
2-0 up, sat back, come back, put us in the arse.
Exactly. So we can't afford to do that. We've got to gun for them. We've got to be more clinical in front of goal as well, because we are creating chances. We just need to put the ball back in the net, basically.
We do indeed.
Simple as that. With that being said, Stephen, score predictions.
Do you want to go first?
I'm going to go for a Sunderland 2-1 win.
I'm going to go for a Stevie special.
Aye.
Middlesbrough 1, Sunderland 3.
I'd be happy with a 1-0 own goal.
Oh, well, damn right I would.
Well, of course, I would. Let's
Damn
be
right.
honest.
An own goal off Alan's man bun. I would say 1-0 goal scorer Alan's man bun. There we go.
That's class. That.
But we will be doing a live stream on Monday and also keeping one eye on the transfer deadline. Not that we'll be doing any business because we'll be in the middle of a game, but you never know. Yeah, that's about it.
So, hit the thumbs up.
Subscribe if you're new, and always, away the lads!